What's up YouTube, it's your boy Bernard for Reals, and on this video I'm going to be breaking down reasons why you are always distracted and you just can't seem to get anything done. I think we've all been in that situation where you've been trying to get something done for like the longest time, and when you eventually get yourself to do the task and you're like on it, all of a sudden something pops up or something happens, and the next time you find yourself scrolling through Instagram and 2 hours have just gone down like that. Now it could be Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or even some friend from nowhere just takes you on some wild goose chase and stuff like that, and you end up at the end of the day accomplishing nothing. In this video I'm going to be talking about how distractions actually come about and what you can do to get your focus back. And please guys, don't forget to like this video if you like it and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Now let's get into it. In this video, the first reason for our distractions is what we call mind wandering, or scientifically also known as independent stimulated thought. Now, these are thoughts that come up without external stimulus. According to a Harvard study done, and what they found out was quite interesting. They found out that a vast majority of people actually spend 47% of their waking hours mind wandering. With this study, we're basically fighting an uphill battle already, because we have a really high proclivity towards mind wandering. Now, all hope is not exactly lost, because this activity is not exactly subconscious. This is actually a conscious activity that we can take notice of and control it. Now, one of the ways we can control this, this plight of man, which is mind wandering, is to notice when we lose focus on the task. Maybe you're focused on something and all of a sudden you find yourself thinking about what you're going to eat the next day or in the evening. That's actually a perfect example of mind wandering. When you see yourself wandering away, is at that point when you catch yourself, you have the ability or the opportunity to bring yourself back into what you were initially doing and stop yourself from further falling down that rabbit hole of a wandering mind. The next point on why we are distracted is because we have made distractions a habit. Now, you may be wondering, how do you do that? Now, we live in a digital age, and due to the times that we live in, we are being plunged into where any single piece of information that you want to know about is basically at the tip of your fingers. And also, these informations come out to seek us. Now, they come in the form of notifications. And you may be wondering, how is a notification bad? I mean, how does this relate to me building a habit? They are completely harmless. Wrong. I'm actually going to take a wild guess that you watching this video right now, when your phone notifies you, it's either a chime or it vibrates. Now, it's been scientifically proven that when this happens, it incites a physiological reaction within us. Those reactions are so subtle that it leads to just slight changes in our breathing, but nonetheless, it leads to a change. Now, you may be wondering, how is this important? When we actually get notifications and we have these physiological changes, it acts as a cue to expect something. And every single time we act on that cue, like my phone chimes or it vibrates and I'm expecting something physiologically, the next course of action or the next routine is to pick up my phone and read that notification, and then the cycle repeats itself. Now, that process over a long period of time becomes a habit. So every single time you get a notification on your phone, like a chime or a vibrate, it incites this whole cycle all over again, and you may not even know it, but subconsciously you are actually engaged in a really difficult habit to break. And that's why most people actually find it difficult to really focus when they have their phones around. All hope is actually not lost. Now, the fact that this is a habit, like all habits, can be broken and better habits can be formed. Now, it all requires the right amount of engineering and effort to break any single habit and make a better habit. Now, the next reason why many people are distracted is due to the fact that our internal states. Now, you may be wondering, what do I mean by internal states? Now, this is basically your emotions. Most times when we deal in the extremes, now extremes meaning euphoria, that's in the high extreme, and depression meaning in the low extreme. Anytime we find our internal states or our emotions in those extremes, it's basically almost impossible to really focus on something, and we are easily distracted by whatever was causing those initial states. Now, comparing the frequency of these two extremes, we have a greater tendency to fall into depression than euphoria, actually. And to really focus on something, we are advised to really control our internal states. Now, sometimes it may be actually almost impossible to control it, maybe due to some really crazy traumatic experiences, but most times we actually can control it, because sometimes we unknowingly do things that lead us towards depression. Now, I'm going to end this point by saying, if your focus is really important to you, it's going to be really helpful to work on regulating your internal state. Now, the next point in this video is your environment. Sometimes our environments are not actually geared towards focus. Now, take for example, like it's going to be almost impossible or very difficult to really not be distracted when you try or attempt to do a project or something important in that friend's place that you know always likes to talk. And like, I mean, I think we all have that friend, like when you just meet them, if you're thinking of doing something productive, just throw that thing out of the window, because it's not gonna happen. You guys are gonna like talk till, I don't know, to God knows when, until you decide to leave. But like trying to do something important in that kind of environment is basically you shooting yourself in the foot, because nothing's actually going to get done. Or take for example, you're trying to get some work done on your system and your notifications are going haywire, and maybe you put your Telegram on or your WhatsApp on and like notifications everywhere. And I mean, that kind of environment is going to make it really difficult to actually not get distracted. And now, to set ourselves up for focus and minimize the effects of distractions, we should try and look for a good environment that is conducive for focus. Now, it could be a quiet park, it could be in the library, it could be even in your room when it's really quiet. And finding an organized desk or table, because sometimes a disorganized desk or table can actually lead to a subtle form of distraction. And also, preferably being in a place with as little or no human and non-human interruptions. And the next point on this video, why we actually get distracted, is laziness. Now, at the end of the day, to really be focused and not be distracted, we really need to put in the requisite amount of effort to remain focused and not get distracted. But sometimes laziness and complacency can be one of the most hindering reasons why we are always distracted. But hopefully, after watching this video, I hope that you are sufficiently motivated to actually put in that effort and not get distracted and just be focused on whatever endeavor or whatever task that you want to accomplish in your day. And yeah. And guys, question of the day, what do you think is going to be or is your biggest distraction in this year, 2022? Put it down in the comments below and let's engage. And guys, if you like this video, please like, and if you like type of content, please subscribe, and remember to always keep it real. And guys, if you like this video, you may like a video somewhere on the end screen. And yeah, bye guys.